Are you worried about the impact that braids can have on your hairline? That's exactly what we're going to be talking about today. This is Dr. Dwella Motta Nelson, your healthy scalp specialist. I, for one, love a protective style like braids, but I have seen so many women who are really struggling with keeping their hairlines healthy. I see the same thing with a lot of women who wear braids or weave or different type of clip-ons. Anytime that you put tension around the hair that's around as close to your face, that's closest to your face, you're at risk of really thinning that hair out. They always say, like, if it's something that you're supposed to be doing, that thing you notice. I heard this one time at a talk that I went to. The guy said, if you're a really good singer, if you hear someone sing and they don't hit the right note, you immediately know because you're really good at singing. The same is true if you're a speaker. If you go to a speaking forum and someone's speaking, you're like, he really didn't drive it home with this speech today. You just pick up on it. So for me, I love healthy hair. I love to see people with healthy growing hair. And so when I see someone, if I'm in the airport, if I'm flying, if I'm traveling, even if I'm in the grocery store, and I see someone and their edges are stressed and their edges are very thin, or I can see through the top of their hair, I just really want to just grab them and say, hey, I have something for that. I have something that can help you out with that. I know that, sometimes you have to, I'm very prayerful because of course I'm not just going to come up to anyone and just give them product and put the product, talk about the brand, because when you see someone that has that kind of issue, it's very embarrassing. They're really hoping that nobody notices that their hair is thinning. They're really hoping that they have camouflaged it enough and hidden it enough that when they go to the grocery store, no one notices that their hair is thinning. Now, I know you're trying to find something that's great for thinning hair and also something that you can use for bald spots and little areas that are not growing in as quickly as possible. Our Nutritive Scalp Elixir Growth Kit is perfect for that. Just click the link below to go to the website and get the Nutritive Scalp Elixir Growth Kit. And so I say that because I know that you are thinking that you're hiding it, but someone like me, where my passion really lies in helping women and people that have thinning hair or have bald spots, I see it. And I understand that it can be embarrassing and it can be really difficult to talk about. But all that to say, our discussion today, we're really going to be talking about what kind of styles, or if braiding specifically, can cause your hair to thin and cause your hairline to recede. And the answer is absolutely yes. Absolutely yes. So I do get braided styles, like I have a braided style right now, but I'm going to come into the camera a little bit. I always allow the person to leave my edges out. So if you see here, to leave my edges out, because I don't want to lose my edges. I don't want to lose my edges to styling. I don't want to lose my edges to braids. And so I usually will ask my stylist to leave my edges out because I don't want to have my hairline recede. So, if you're getting braids and you're starting to see your edges a little bit thinner, I would say ask your stylist to leave your edges out, or just to braid them down and don't attach any hair to your edges. And by doing that, you can treat your edges and massage your edges and put serums or pomades or something onto your edges to keep them nice and healthy. So I would always recommend doing that if possible, just to keep your edges as healthy as possible. So even if some other things I could think of, let me first talk about the reason that you might be thinning around the edges is because of tension. I would say that's probably one of the most probable reasons that you're seeing thinning around your edges is because of tension alopecia. Luckily, tension alopecia is almost 100% reversible. Once you take your braids out and you concentrate on getting your scalp around your edges as healthy as possible, it's very easy to get that hair to grow back in. But if you take your braids out, you see that tension alopecia, and you go right back in with a tension type style, you're going to continue to put stress on that hair, and eventually you can damage those follicles, and then that hair will not grow back in. So I recommend that if you have braids, take them out, give your hair a rest, give your edges a rest, treat those edges, make sure that your scalp is nice and healthy, use some quality serums and some techniques to be able to grow your hair back and get a little afro or get a little thicker area around your edges, and then once that is nice and thick, then go back in with another set of braids. Just to be cautious about that, because over time, the more you put tension, even if you do a ponytail, if you're a person that loves to wear a ponytail, pull your hair really back and sleek it, make it nice and sleek, you have the possibility, there is a possibility that you will also suffer from tension alopecia. And over time, if you look at your pictures back in your 20s, and now if you're in your 30s or 40s or 50s, you look at your picture now, if you turn your head to the side, you can see where your hairline is now pushing back further and further and further to almost to where the earline is across the head. If you're noticing that, do something about it immediately. Don't wait. Don't just say, oh, I'm just going to go right back into another tension style, or I'm going to go right back into another braided style because it's easy and I don't have to deal with it. You know, if you're hoping to wear your own hair out, and you're hoping to be able to style your own hair to keep your hair healthy, you want to keep it as healthy as possible under braided styles. I will recommend, again, if you're doing a braided style, that you ask your stylist to be careful about, you know, I know we all love the sleek edges, and I know we love using the gels and the products on the scalp, the edge tamers. I know we love using that, but what I do is, if I'm going to use that during the day, I usually take a cloth at night, a warm cloth at night, and I wash that out of my hair at night so it just doesn't stay on my edges. Once again, those products, if you turn them around and look at the products, look at the ingredients in that product, it probably has alcohol, it has things in it that's very drying, that's going to break your hair around the edges. So if you can, at nighttime, take a warm cloth and kind of clean that off of your scalp before you go to bed. That gives your follicles around the scalp time to breathe, time to not be covered with something that's very thick like a edge control, you know, and that just helps to protect your scalp and protect your edges and keep them nice and healthy so that they can continue to grow while you're in different types of braided styles. Other things that you can do potentially to help your scalp, if your edges are out like mine are out, I can use a derma roller on that hair, I can use a serum on that hair, I can use a pomade on that hair, I can massage the hair around my edges to keep it nice and healthy. So all those things are really helpful. So your question to begin with was, can braided hair lead to receding hairline? That answer is absolutely yes. Yes, it does. But there are things that you can do to prevent that so that you don't have a receding hairline and you don't lose the hair around your edges. Thank you so much for listening. This is Dr. Dwella Moten Nelson, your Healthy Scalp Specialist.